And I'm live. And now we are live. All right.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah? All right, there we go. Hey, guys, what is going on? It's time to podcast. We got Evil Beast Lord and Official Point Blank TV in the chat. Hi, guys. Good to see you.
Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Oh, wow. So,
Hello.
yeah, we're ready to podcast here. So I'm just going to pull up the script again for this week's show. It is not episode 5. It's actually episode 7. Thank you.
It is, definitely. We are well ahead.
Yeah. All right, cool. Actually, I've got to change a couple things. I forgot to change that as well. And that one. Just in case I read the wrong names or anything like that.
Aha.
All right, cool. Let's do this, Holmesy.
I'm ready to go. We
Yes,
good. We
yeah.
Gucci.
Yes, we are Gucci. All right, cool. Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of Dash and Holmesy Take Your Hearts, powered by 8-Bit and Audio Technica. I'm one of your hosts, Dash, along with my co-host, Holmes in 5.
Hello. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming by. It's been a very long time.
has.
And Dash, I've missed doing this with you. It's
No, right?
yeah, glad to be back.
Yeah, a little secret for everybody. We haven't actually recorded an episode since September 27th. So,
Yeah, that's right. Because we backlogged like
Yes,
smart people.
We did. So yeah, we haven't actually been recording any podcasts since September. So this is our first podcast recording back as well. So it's nice to have you back, Holmesy.
It's good. Yeah, great to be back. Good to be back.
That's it. Guys, what is Dash and Holmesy? It's our tri-weekly book club inspired gaming podcast where Holmesy and I will look into some of the hottest games out right now that we're currently playing and some that we experiment with like Persona, where we'll dive right into Holmesy's first gameplay and kind of dissect it as well. So don't forget to follow us on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Dash and Holmesy, and also on iTunes where you can give us a cheeky 5-star rating. Holmesy, did you know we're also on Spotify now?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. It's very, very cool. We are all over the place.
Yes.
There's plenty of choices for people to choose from.
So many choices now. So many
So
choices.
many.
So you
So
can
hard right now.
So you can also listen to us on Spotify now if you have that available on your phone, in your car. Just head straight into Spotify and just look up Dash and Holmesy and it'll come right up. But also catch us every 3 weeks with our hungry family over on 8bit.net. Holmesy, I mentioned quickly as well that we are now powered by 8-Bit and Audio Technica. Boy. So I'll quickly say this as well. We have been with 8-Bit since the start, which is awesome. But Audio Technica have been so gracious of themselves to actually hook us up with beautiful AT 2020 mics. I won't move it. And also the headsets that we are wearing right now, the M40X right now. So ATH M40X. So
ATH M40X, and I get the AT 2020 Plus.
yeah, you do. So do I. Yeah. So this is AT 2020 Plus USB mics. And we want to thank Audio Technica for hooking us up with that. And Holmesy sounds ultra sexy this week. So yeah. Oh. Hey, Rocker Mummy, thanks for the host.
I just realized, obviously, the people that are listening can't see me throwing my head around like a nut. But anyway,
Holmesy's surrounding. He's blushing right now, guys.
Oh.
Guys, you can also visit us on dashandholmesy.com. We'll all have a hub for us real soon with our podcast and some other content coming your way. Quick note, and another quick note as well. In the new year, we will be covering Kingdom Hearts 3. It's something that I announced while we were... Yeah, and Holmesy... Look at him freak out.
Yes!
Kingdom Hearts 3 is out January 29th?
January 29, 2019. Oof.
Holmesy is counting down the days.
I'm so excited.
Oh, dude, it's going to be awesome. So we're going to be covering that. That'll be my first foray really into like a proper Kingdom Hearts game. I've played the first one, can't really remember much of it, so can't really wait to actually jump back into...
Wait, you've played the first one now?
I played the first one.
It?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Ah, I didn't know you finished it. I said you were playing it. That's good. But we're not talking about Kingdom Hearts right now. But
we'll talk about Kingdom Hearts later on. But I'm just letting the people know that in January we will start covering Kingdom Hearts with a series called Dash and Holmesy Open Your Hearts. So that should be real exciting. Now
I have Kingdom Hearts in my notes here too, so that's cool. I got a
more
little
Kingdom Hearts notes. Guys, let's jump into today's podcast, which is all about Persona 5. Guys, let's ask you first, Holmesy, what date are you up to?
So I'm 99% sure that I'm up to date 10.7.
Okay.
Yeah, so up to date 10.7. We had a couple of new things happen in the meantime since our last palace, but it's
Right.
yeah, things are progressing. There's some momentum. We're snowballing. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Are
Mm.
you feeling great about it so far?
I am. Yeah, it's almost, it feels like a year ago since I was complaining about the first palace being the longest thing ever. So there's some pace. I actually have something here as well. I noticed like since getting into this palace, the progression in the game feels a lot faster. Like I sat down today and started playing this.
Mm.
I can't remember if I've told, like, for viewers on Twitch now, or viewers or listeners on the podcast.
Yep.
Whenever I sit down and do episodes or I get ready for the episodes with Dash, I'll sit down and play. I'll try and play as close to the podcast recording date as possible, so it's all fresh in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down today, and within the first hour, I went from level 25 to 26. And it took so much longer to level another, like, earlier in the playthrough. So it's super cool to see how quickly you're progressing now.
Right.
It's yeah, big fan of that.
Nice. I'm glad to actually hear that. So that was my main concern was the thing with the current palace that you were in. I personally kind of found it like it was cool, but I kind of felt that Matarame's was better. I don't know why, but you felt
Yeah,
the same, right?
I've written that down too. Yes, I definitely have that here. So I like the level design. What do you like about Kaneshiro's palace, but better about Matarame's? I'm curious about your thoughts.
I say what I found better about it, or what I found better about Matarame's.
What do you like? What do you like about Matarame's that's better than Kaneshiro's? What's good about Kaneshiro's but better than Matarame's?
I like the overall design better in Matarame's. I felt that his palace design was just, there was something like there was a mystique about it. There was a nice attraction to all the shiny shit that was around you, basically. Yes. And the way that the design happened, like when you got to that final part and it was all like mazy and shit, that shit was awesome. This one, like, there was the final part. Now I can actually say it. There was the final part where you're in the vault. And with the vault there, that was a cool design, don't get me wrong. But there was something about it that was, I don't know, it just didn't seem distorted. You know what I mean? Like, there was no distortion, I felt.
There was nothing, there was no distortion. I did like the level design for the vault in the way that there was a safe room right at the start.
Right.
And every single layer of the vault was where you kind of spread out and went different areas. But whenever you finish and come back to the center, you can just go, oh, safe room. I can save nice and easy. I love that. That was super easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely prefer Matarame's, like the distorted maze area with the different stairs and like everything's like super like swanky gold and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you imagine if Kaneshiro got into Matarame's palace? He'd like just
yeah,
everywhere.
So and he drinks coffee. Great. I was gonna.
It's actually Dr. Pepper.
Oh, really? Fair enough. Shout out to Dr. Pepper. Thanks for sponsoring the show. So I'm gonna ask you as well about like comparing Madarame now to Kaneshiro's character. There's a lot of similarities I can say between the two in terms of like we talked about the 7 deadly sins now, like how they are a part of this game. And the very similar two sins that they share, I think, amongst them, the two of them are greed and gluttony.
Yeah, they actually call out specifically for this guy though gluttony as well. Like they specifically say that he like his lust for gluttony, like he's constantly like chasing for like he's money hungry all the time. So they actually use that word. I was like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah. So there is now picking up that sin that's in Kaneshiro, which is gluttony. You would have thought that it would have been greed due to the fact that he's wanting money so much, but for the fact that I think greed would come across more on Matarame's side than actually Kaneshiro's, because Madarame wants to attain that money, where Kaneshiro already has it and he's already like throwing his weight around and saying, buy this, buy that, and this and that will make me happy, and that's more gluttonous than greed. So but yeah, now look, one question I have, how are you finding the two characters as well? Like the comparison between all the shadow bosses that you have now fought, who are you finding like the most so far, as in like what an asshole?
The latest guy. Actually, yeah, I mean, the latest guy definitely is, because he is literally out for himself. Like, it seems like there's pretty much no one that he cares for except himself.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of the same with all of them as well. But like, I feel like his the scale of his impact, like the effect he's had on so many more people,
Yeah.
is the worst. Whereas like Madarame's was just on Yusuke. I say just on Yusuke, like he's pretty big dick.
Yeah.
But it was look, I guess it was just he's affected kind of one family in a way, which is still shit. But this guy is like affecting the entire, like a whole city kind of thing. He's like leeching money off of like hundreds of people,
Right.
which is, I guess, like the worst kind of, and putting people in like permanent debt or blackmailing them. So he's definitely the biggest. Can I say the C word in this? No. He's the biggest C bomb. He's the biggest C bomb in the.
You can say it if you
so
want,
far.
but that's up to you. Look, he is that. Fair enough. We'll leave it at that then. Look, he's so far. I think you're right. I think in terms of the character, I'd probably say that this guy probably has the most distorted view. Even though it's funny that he didn't have the most distorted level design in terms of what we came across. So talk to me. What was your experience when you came up to the vault? Like, what did you think of it? What did you think of this design?
I liked it for me because it was almost it was kind of organized in a way. Like I knew where I'd been, I knew where I needed to go. I found a lot of the time in like Madarame's palace and Kaneshiro's. No, who's the first guy again?
Kamoshida.
Kamoshida. Is it Kaneshiro? Kamoshida.
Yeah, don't worry. I did that in the last episode.
Yeah, you did. You did. In Kamoshida's palace.
Yeah.
And in Madarame's one, I found that a lot of places looked the same or similar, so it was easy to get lost and be like, I've been down this hallway before. Wait, no, I haven't. Where have I been already? Whereas this one, it was just like, how many vault layers you've gone through and where to go and what to do. So I rarely found myself get lost. And this is another thing I liked about the level design. I liked the sneaky little chests that they had like riddled around the place.
Yes.
And it was kind of cool to like see these hidden alleyways that were just like extra layers to go like jump up onto.
Yeah.
I got caught out by freaking security cameras too. There's one bit I went down. I was like, as soon as I walked into it, I'm just like, this is here. Everyone got this the first time they played.
Every freaking time, yeah.
I walked down a corner and turned right, and it's like whoop whoop whoop, and I'm like, what? And then I run back out of it, and I did a little, your hidden sense kind of thing. It's like, oh, there's security cameras right at the corner. It's been nowhere else in the entire palace this whole time, and now you drop it on me out of nowhere. It's just like this false sense of security, and then wham,
they get you.
So,
no, that's all right. Have you so I should ask actually. Now I've never asked this. How far has your meter gone? Like, have you actually gone past like 50% or anything like that in enemies, or have you like got into?
I've never gone that far. Just by like natural like encounters. I've never been like that bad at being stealthy that I've gotten that high. But when you get to the point that you put the calling card down, it's immediately 99%. So I guess 99% because of that. But I think today I got to 35 or 40%.
Ooh.
That's the highest I've ever had it. So I never really go past that.
That's a bit high. So like no, we can say.
You go.
So what I was going to say was, I have seen a video beforehand of people playing the harder difficulties and like getting up to almost at 99%. And I've seen people like, apparently if you get too high, Morgana actually pulls you out of the palace. He says, damn it. He says, hey, the security levels are too high. We need to leave. And you actually are forced to leave the palace for like a couple days until like security goes down until a certain level.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was that big an effect.
Yeah. So that's another thing as well that could lead you to a game over. If you are close to the end of this, like in terms of your days, to how many days you have left to clear the palace, and you unfortunately get up to like a 99% level, and you don't, and like Morgana kicks you out, it's almost like an automatic game over there, because then if you pass that day, it's game over. So
that's it.
Yeah. So very, very smart. There's a lot of ingenuity in terms of their engineering in the gameplay in this as well. So like, it's so smart that they've done that. But of course, playing it as well, like playing the enemies on easy difficulty right now, like the story difficulty, I should say. Are you finding it still that there are times where you are facing enemies and don't know what to use, and then sometimes that leads to Joker, essentially getting killed and having to restart the battle? Or
I did get that with like the like fighting Kaneshiro today, like when I got through the fight, like fighting the piggy bank, like getting through him. Yeah, I did. I died once because
Right.
I wasn't sure what to expect.
Right.
I quickly realized that it has no weaknesses and that but also no strengths.
Mm.
But yeah, I died and I was like, okay, I've learned. Let's go back and start it again. The second time I wiped it, I was like wiped the floor with him. But
Right.
I've actually been kind of lucky though. Like most of the I guess the shadows that I fought, I already have like a pretty good grasp on what they're strong and weak against. So I just go in and make sure I've got the right party members in, the right personas selected, and just like chain attacks, bat and pass, just wipe people. I've been doing pretty well. Then actually, I feel like I've done pretty good in like getting my characters like set up and leveled up pretty well.
Right. My next question would be, how is your progression? Like, how have you found now Makoto's character in terms of her progression?
She's cool. I'm still enjoying her. Like she's now like the advisor, I guess. Like she's kind of in there to study, you know, what the next move is, like who her enemies are and what we need to do. So I like her role within the team.
Yeah.
I still like the fact though that you don't need to have like specific party members in your party aside from yourself. Like there's 6 of you and you can tag people in and out as you see fit.
Mm.
I do like that, but yeah, she's I like her space in the team. And I actually went and tried to raise my confidant level with her too, because she was
Sweet,
outside the student council room. And I was just like, you know what? I've got time. I finished the fight. Kaneshira's given himself in. I had 2 days spare, so I went and hung out with her and got like a rank up too. So
Nice.
also Benny 8-Bits calling out Dash Rock and that fully sick fade in the chat.
Thanks, Benny.
Boy.
Oh, yeah, he did say that. Yeah. Thanks, Benny. So are you finding that, like, with their progression, are you finding any other changes within the characters that you already have in your party? So, for a good example of that would be a couple episodes ago, I asked you about Ryuji, and you said that you like Ryuji as one of your favorite characters, and then it kind of slipped off with some of the attitude that he had. Are you finding that with any of the other characters, even Joker, for example, like your choices that you make with Joker, are you finding any other progression within those characters, and any favorable progression, any unfavorable progression within any of those characters, like Arn or anybody else?
I'm trying to think because I don't really. Not a lot I feel happened in terms of their story during this so far. Like a lot of it was just focused on like the photos and making sure we don't get outed and that everyone gets to it in kind of one piece because like of how I guess there's a lot of severity with this one compared to the other one. Still serious stuff that could have happened by not completing the palaces in time, but this one's got like a lot of ramifications for it. For like, you know, it affects 6 people this time instead of like the first one was just the first 2. What were the consequences of the first 2? Oh no, it's still being expelled, still getting sent away. The second one, what was the second one with Madarame though? I'm trying to remember here. The Kamoshida was being expelled. Yep. Madarame's was
police getting arrested.
Okay, so they've still got the most. They've still got like obviously for Joker the worst that can happen anyway. Yeah. But this one affects 6 people this time with like the photo. So I guess yeah, I feel like that was the biggest focus. So I didn't really see I feel like at least I didn't see too much growth in their characters aside from the confidant ranks that I made.
Right. Yeah. So that's actually.
I might have missed something though.
No, well, maybe, but maybe it's also because have you been grinding mementos at all?
Yes, I've done all of them. Everything is complete. So
okay.
I've super happy about all that. My mementos are all done. I think I just unlocked another one before I saved today. So that's my next thing to do before I go after my next target. But as soon as I see it come up, I'm just like, yes, completionism. Put it in the thing. Get it out of the way.
I am proud of you, boy.
When it finished, I like the memento stuff. It's fun.
I'm very proud of you, boy. Look at that. He's getting really into this. I'm fucking surprised. Anyway, all right, cool. That's awesome.
Did you think I wouldn't have done them all?
No, well, that's it. Look, let's be honest. Here's the thing. Let's go all the way back before we even started this podcast. You were very apprehensive about playing this game. Like, that's the thing. And I know how you are. When you're apprehensive about playing a game and then you play the game, you're playing the game. It's like, let's play the game. But like,
I mean, well, look how strange, Life is Strange turned out.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a good point. And like even going back on that episode, holy shit, was that a ride? Let's also talk about your relationships with your confidants, because you just mentioned that as well. Like, before we start, he's rubbing his hands already. Holy shit. Yeah. So before we started the podcast, we had a little bit of a discussion just to kind of know where we were. Tell me about your newest one.
Yeah, wait, cool.
Your newest confidant.
my newest. Yeah, I was not expecting Sae to be a confidant.
Yeah.
That was yeah, she's on the you're on the back foot and she's just like, taking forward steps, being like, that's bullshit, that's a lie. Now fuck this, that's not true. Tell me the truth. And all of a sudden she's just like, oh damn. Something clicks and she's like, all these things he's been saying linked to all the things I've been thinking, obviously, about Makoto. We realized the last part or the last interaction I had with Sae was her realizing like everything I've been saying and all the suspicions she had about Makoto makes sense together. So she's like, oh damn. And then strikes a deal with me and she becomes another confidant. So obviously there's that, which is great. Wasn't expecting that at all because she's been, I guess, an antagonist most of the game so far. Right. She's been someone who's caught you and you're in shit with her.
That's right.
Because she's the police. You don't want that. But
fuck the
that
police.
Caught me off guard. Fuck the police. But yeah, that's really cool. I thought that was cool to see her become a confidant, and I guess in a way, maybe long term she'll be an ally, but I don't know how that's all going to play out.
I think you're going to be very, very surprised, mate.
I'm keen to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, you got a bit of I'll be honest, you got a bit of a ways to go. But it's...
we're only down to Palace number 3 now, so
yes, and
we're done with Palace number 3. Sorry.
So as soon as you get halfway through Palace, the next one, you are halfway through the game, which is which is good. So and you know what the funny thing is, do you know what? Do you remember when we started this podcast?
June, July,
April.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So that gives you an idea of how long you've been playing the game for. And you're still enjoying playing it, which is cool. And you said the same thing. I'll repeat what you said, which was it's good that you're doing it like this in intervals because you're enjoying. I feel like you are enjoying the game in this way. I feel that if you were to try and play it in one go, you wouldn't enjoy it. You wouldn't enjoy it as much.
I sunk a lot of hours into it too. Like if my save file, I'll explain part of the number in a second, I guess. But I realized when I saved today, my playtime was like 33 hours. Probably take about maybe 2 or 3 hours off of that because I think I may have left the game running at one point. So I'm at 30 hours or just less than 30 hours of play.
Yeah. And
like spacing that out over the time we have, it's been good. It's been good to kind of like play and then come back to and just know it's there.
Exactly. Because I know you're a bit of a Destiny nut and you like to play your Destiny pretty hardcore. So you like to, this is a cleansing of the palette every time you kind of play it, which is good. It gives you an idea of, there's a different genre out there that you're kind of you're dipping your fingers into and trying something different, which is great as well. Shut up. And but the thing is, how are you finding actually still going with a genre like this? Is it like what I just explained? Is it like a cleanser of the palette every time you kind of go and play something like a Destiny and then jump off that and play something like this every once in a while? Is it nice to kind of just sit back and go, this is nice and chill, to kind of just cleanse that first-person shooter palette?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, a lot of the games I've been playing lately have been the same kind of game, I guess. Like it's all kind of like free roaming, like action RPGs or shooters, stuff like that. So this is very, very different. I think I likened this a little bit to Final Fantasy at one point in one of our last episodes, where it's like, sort of free roaming / linear, but you've got like, time-based, or not time-based, but turn-based fighting and all that kind of stuff. It's completely different to all the other games that I have played or have been playing, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have like a bit of a change. Plus the fact we're doing the pod for it as well. Like it's nice to be able to do the book club style stuff. I'm a big fan of, I gotta say. Sick, I do really enjoy it.
No, that's good. I'm glad you are. Okay, so one of the other questions I wrote down here was, have you been upgrading any of your personas? I ask this every episode. It's a basic one. Have you been upgrading?
I just I also found one of the crystal shadows as well. So one of those popped out, which I caught, or like the treasure ones, treasure demon. Sorry, I think it's called.
Right.
So I caught one of those, like level 15. So I got a bunch of I guess experience to use to buff up.
Yeah.
I think one of them, because you said upgrading my personas as well, which kind of ties in. Here we go. Segue time. I leveled up I caught the treasure demon, and then I went to rank up one of my personas by fusing it with the treasure demon.
Yeah.
I thought, no, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to keep it because it's a lot of experience. But the Arcana burst that I got from it, because of how high my Confidant rank is with Ryuji, gave me like 24k experience for like one fusion. I was like, God damn, that's real good. Also, I maxed my Confidant rank with Ryuji, and I didn't know that you unlock a fucking new level persona when you do that.
Yeah.
So I want to upgrade everyone's now.
Good.
Because I saw max rank and I'm like, oh, that's cool. All right, sick. And then like next thing I know, fucking Captain Kidd's evolving into some new shit. I'm like, what is this? And he turns into this awesome looking pirate cloud motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I want to upgrade all of them now. That's so cool.
Which is something that I brought this up maybe in the second episode. I was like, hey, Holmesy, so when playing the game, are you just looking to go through the story? And you're like, yeah, I'm just going through the story. I just want to see the story. Now it's a case of you're going to have to get real in depth here, boy, to actually upgrade everybody. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Are you prepared?
Also, I am super happy that I finally reached kindness level 2. So, suck shit, Morgana. You can eat my ass.
Oh no!
We're gonna romance Lady Ann damn quickly.
I knew this was coming.
We finally got there. I realized. What did I do? What was it? No, I finished reading because I'm borrowing books from the library, and I finished reading a book, and my kindness rank went up. And as soon as it went to level 2, I'm just like, get out of the library! Go to the underground mall! Let's go now! Shit! And ran straight to the underground mall and took her out on a date. It was great.
Oh shit! So you've gone on your first date with Lady Ann, I'm guessing.
Oh, I say date. It was more of like a consoling her and talking to her, and just like every single opportunity. It was just like there's just very blatantly obvious like casual response, or you're my other half, kind of like romance me. I want to romance you. So I was just like every single answer is just like that one, and I just picked all the ones that gave me good ticks. So
nice. No, fair enough.
Yeah, rank that confidant. Right. But on the plus side as well, we also, if we get rank 10, her persona will turn into another one too. So that's pretty sick.
I'm gonna give you a piece of advice now, because this is a mistake I've made playing the game and going and maxing everybody's character. When you go with the girl like Makoto and Ann, and you go like trying to like just keep skipping in progression and trying to follow everything, don't mash the X button.
Yeah, definitely not.
You need to be meticulous, and the point here is that they give you it's a once. You can only press the button once, and then you're in a relationship with the person, right? I was doing this. And I even tweeted out the voice actor of Lady Ann, Erica Harlaka. She's on Twitter as well, and like she actually listens to the show, which is awesome. And the thing is, I was telling her, and Moggleberries as well. I was telling both of them, I go, I'm just button mashing the X button, and I accidentally romanced Ann and Makoto.
Both of them.
Both of them.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. So.
Fantastic. All right, we have plans.
Oh no, I shouldn't have told this boy. So yeah, if you got plans to kind of just stay in the one relationship, be very meticulous on when you try and rank up your characters, because you might accidentally romance more than one girl.
Okay.
All right. That's
cool.
That's my advice. Speaking of which, have you actually seen the doctor lately?
I only went to buy stuff. I don't have enough guts to try out the other medicines at the moment, so like I can't really do stuff with. You're talking about the clinic, right?
Yes.
I always forget her name, but the girl at the clinic, I haven't. I can't do anything else with her because I haven't got high enough. Hey,
Takemi.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I haven't done enough, so I can't really interact with it properly. It's just like, hey, how's it going? She's like, you never have enough guts to try medicines that are gonna mess you up. So I was like, okay. But I've been doing the baths as well, so I went there and that I've been raising my charm as well. I guess like that's another thing that's ranked up. So like my charm's level 2, I think, and I had like if you do it on a rainy day, the place is empty. So if you stay in there longer, it either raises your charm like a shit ton, or gives you a shit ton of guts instead because you sat like in the hot water for a long period of time. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Right.
That there's like a different outcome depending on not just the day you go, but also on a rainy day. Like if it's raining, then there's less people there. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. How are you finding also? Actually, I should ask, how are you finding grinding these characters now? Like, is it a bit of a chore for you? Like, obviously. Trying to max out Ryuji, you were like, okay, cool, I did that. Was it a bit of a chore for you to do that, or are you going to be comfortable actually going ahead trying to max out these characters now?
I think it was pretty easy. I guess like Ryuji was just like every time. Ryuji was the reason I think I leveled him up so often at first at the start of the game was I was expecting every character to be like that, where it's just like they'd check in on you and be like, yo, want to hang? And Ryuji's the only one that really consistently says, like, you get a text message being like, you want to hang out? And all you have to do is read your text, press, like, sure, go ahead, and you teleport to him and hang out. Whereas, like, Morgana, there's like specific events that happen. Lady Anne, you've got to go and find her.
Yeah.
The clinic girl, you have to go and like have enough guts to do things. So other things require specific things to happen or specific goals, whereas Ryuji's just like, what up, my dude, let's go do a hang.
Right.
So
that's
why I maxed him so easy.
That's good, and that's the thing. Like, you're gonna find that some of the characters that you actually do. So, for example, you said that he texts you and all that. So once you actually start getting more confidants, you're actually going to notice that they're going to start texting you more often. And not only are they going to text you more often, they're going to be texting you like you'll have one from Ryuji, one from An, one from Makoto. Hey, let's hang out. Hey, what are we doing today? Are we going into the palace today? Hey, you want to hang out? You want to go get some ramen or whatever? It's like, okay, which one do I go to? And my best point of advice on that one is make sure you check the map, because the map actually shows you who you're actually going to rank up next.
Yeah, it gives you like little cards above them, right? Like
Right.
it shows you up top. Well, now I don't need to go see Ryuji anymore because he's max. So
Right.
like I was going to ask actually, once your confidant rank for someone hits a point, it doesn't go back down, right? It stays there.
That's right.
Cool. So yeah, I don't need to see Ryuji anymore. Like
No,
we
you
can hang
don't.
out or whatever, but there's no gain for me, is there?
No, not really. No, not anymore. Not
Yeah.
after that.
Cool. So I'll literally just spend time with the others.
Yeah, it'll actually. There are some gains to it. Depends on your activities though. So you can actually like exercise with him, and it'll help your strength or whatever and all that stuff. So, but the thing is, if you open up the map by pressing the R1 button and press square, it'll actually detail on who you're actually confidant with, and the little card above will say up, or if it says nothing, it means you're not going to level up with them. But if it says up, it means that you go to that person and you're going to rank them up.
Yeah.
So that's a little piece of advice for you, little nugget of advice for you.
Little tidbit.
That's it. Tell me, you mentioned, I kind of glossed over it, I'm sorry, but you mentioned about the save time that you had. So there was a certain thing about the numbers in your save time or something that you said?
Oh yeah, so I had 33 hours, but I think because I left the game open, I've been playing the game for 30 hours so far. So I've got 1 day and 6 hours worth of game time.
Right.
Or 7. Yeah, it's about that. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I'd actually played the game, which is pretty cool. It's over a very long period of time, but like the game time in the start felt so much longer, and now I feel like I can sit down and play it for longer than I did today and just enjoy it and keep going. So
very cool.
It's getting easy. It's getting easier to play. It's sucking me in a lot.
I'm so happy to hear that, dude. I was going to also ask you, have you visited Igor lately at all?
Yes, I ranked up with him again, and he just gave me another rank up for EXP, so I gained more. I just basically got another Arcana Burst upgrade thing, and I can like it's not index, but like I can save personas, I can like archive personas kind of thing. So if there's like a certain one at a certain level with certain skills, and I'm like, damn, that's good, I can put it away and keep that. So I unlocked that, I think last playthrough or last time I was touching it. But
very cool.
Since talking to him, he's just been like, oh, we do know about story progression. We do know about another guy in the metaverse that is using the metaverse for their own gain in like a bad way. So that was the reason that I got the last upgrade or last Arcana Burst upgrade from him. We ranked up my confidence rank with him.
Yeah.
And the reason he gave me that buff was for the fact that there was somebody else in the metaverse that I should be strong enough to be able to face in the future.
Interesting.
So that's you look confused. You got a different look on your face.
Yeah. Somebody else.
Do you not recall this?
Somebody else in the metaverse that's been using. Did Kaneshiro tell you this?
Kaneshiro does, yes, as he
alludes
is
to it.
as his shadow version is dissipating, or he's going back to the real version of himself. As he's fading away, he says there's someone else in the metaverse, or there's another one using it for their own gain. And then Igor, when you speak to him, he also brings up the same thing, like when you tell him, and he's just like, yeah, well, obviously, they strong boy.
Okay.
So he gave me the last upgrade or last buff for the sake of, you should be strong for when you fight or come across this person. And then I got my confidant boost.
I think I have a vague idea what they're talking about. Yeah, interesting. Do you kind of have any idea?
I don't. I'm almost wondering maybe whether it's Akashi, but or Akeshi, however you want to say his name.
Yeah.
Akeshi. It's Akeshi, I think. Yeah. But I haven't really, apart from him, got a clue as to who it could be. I do know there's like the SIU director, this like the dude with like the grey beard. Like there's higher powers that be. Whenever you think there's like a higher person, like as the game's gone by, you've learned of like
more stuff,
people that are higher up than another person and another person. So like the last person that I think was like the highest was the SIU director on the phone being like, yeah, he's talking about like the metaverse and got to stop the Phantom Thieves and like worried about other people becoming aware of it and keeping it secret.
Yeah.
But he's talking to someone who's higher than him.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
it's just there's such a hierarchy of bad players. It seems like this person that's trying to. I mean, now that I think about it, maybe the person that's trying to use the metaverse to their advantage is the person that wants to be quote unquote the future prime minister, which is who the director mentioned.
Right.
So I guess maybe them.
Maybe.
But aside from them, that's all I can kind of deduce from it all.
No, I mean, look, yeah, I can't honestly. It's been a while. Actually, I tweeted out over the week that I actually jumped back into the game myself to kind of give myself a refresher, just because it's actually been since we've started the podcast. It's been since I've actually had like a bit of a game with it. So jumping back in has actually been quite a bit of an experience for myself as well. To jump back in, I'm being like, shit, I cannot remember any of this right now. Like, not that I don't remember the core story. I do remember everything about that. It's just like gameplay wise, some of the stuff that's happened in the game, like even the Confidant thing, kind of shocked me when it came up. I was like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot all about that. So
yeah,
there are a few things there that kind of like just out of my head right now that I'm kind of refreshing myself too. And also because it's been a while since we've actually talked about it, I was like, shit, you know what? I better give myself a little refresher of what's happening. And it was cool to actually jump back in too. Holmesy, where are your stats at the moment? Your guts, your proficiency, your charm, your kindness, and your knowledge. Do you know?
As a rough estimate, I know my knowledge is at like I think 3. It's close to coming up to 4 because I keep getting like all those school answers. To be fair, like all the quiz answers for the thing, I just look them up because I learned something from it as well. Anyway, I guess. But that's knowledge is at like 3. My charm is at 2. My guts is still at 1. My kindness is at 2. And what was the other one again? Proficiency, I think, is at 3.
Proficiency, yep.
That's it. Yeah, I think that's the 5. They're like around about between 1, 2, and 3, somewhere right about there. Nothing I don't think is quite at 4 yet.
Cool. Besides getting Sae as a new confidant, any new characters that you've met?
None that I can recall. No, none have actually crossed that path. I guess like Kaneshiro was the newest aside from. I guess like seeing the SIU director guy come up. He's not someone that we met per se, but he's someone that we know of, and that's about it. I don't think there was any others that ever introduced. Am I missing anything there? I'm pretty sure there's not been any new ones.
No, I don't think so, not yet. But it's just kind of surprised me myself, if anything, right now. As I said, like I can't remember a lot of it, but I'm just curious because I haven't got it down in the notes. Have you met any new characters and built their social stats or anything like that? So, I was going to say as well, has the music grown on you at all?
I actually, before I started playing the game today, I left the PS4 here because I went to start playing, and downstairs is like literally a cafe right next to my apartment. So I walked downstairs and grabbed a coffee. I came back up and sat down to play, and the music, like the normal music, I guess, like soundtrack for it, kind of started playing.
Beneath the Mask soundtrack, yeah.
Like when you leave the game idle, and that was playing. I was just like, yeah, this is all right. This is okay. I don't. It's not like. It's definitely not the kind of music that I would like choose to sit down and listen to on the way to work or like in my free time. But like for in-game music, it's all right. I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point where I'm just like, yeah, I can jam out the Persona 5 soundtrack.
I can't wait. I was going to say, I can't wait for you to hear the Next Palace's music. I've had like conversations with Moggleberry about the Next Palace's Next Palace's music. It's like one of the best soundtracks in the game. And if you shit on it, I swear to God.
We will see, won't we?
It's honestly like there are some like you haven't. Some of the soundtracks you've heard so far, they're all right, they're okay, but they're not some of the best in the game. I just feel like everything now from this point forward that you're hearing in terms of the soundtracks in the palaces and some of the settings from this point forward is going to be like, holy shit, this is actually a pretty good song. And some of them even have vocals to them, and I think you're gonna really, really dig some of them, which is really cool.
I'll keep an ear out for them.
Yeah, awesome. I was gonna ask you as well. You said you had some extra notes written down this week. Tell me about them.
We've already mentioned mementos, so that's all good. I did notice like now that I like as I've been going through the game, I've been thinking about. Mainly with the piggy bank fight, like the piggy bank boss, I guess, like fighting him, I've realized I've started to think about like, because we're at the point now where some of my personas are maxed out with their different skills.
Right.
So like as soon as you learn a new one, it's just like, hey, you're gonna have to start thinking about what you want to delete. Like you got to erase old movesets. So like now I'm thinking a lot more about like And in that particular fight too, like you have to think about like you can't just go in and be like, oh, just spam damages all the time. Just like you can't use like high damage attacks and just hope you're gonna win because you get beamed. So now I'm thinking more about like what my debuff attacks are, what my dodge attacks can be, like what each character's role has in the game as well, like who would be best to go into a fight with.
Yeah.
Like I realized like the piggy bank boss guy, like a lot of his attacks were physical or fire. I think physical or fire or physical electric, one of the two.
Yep.
So for Senpai or Joker, I set his I realized one of my characters, I actually stole a Oni persona, and it was normal damage against everything except for guns and physical damage. It was strong against them.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I kept that persona as my main persona, like just about the entire fight. I'd occasionally switch out to another to use media and heal everyone, and then the next turn I'd switch back and do damage again.
Okay.
So like I feel like I've learned a lot about how the game works and what damage they do. So I've strategized a lot more with like how that kind of shit works. So that's
it's very important.
It's helped me a lot. Also, I got a persona that has Bless. This is my Kingdom Hearts reference here, by the way.
Boy.
Bless attacks look sick because they look like Kingdom Hearts magic attacks. It looks so cool. As I can't remember the name of the spell right now, or like the magic attack that you use, but like I use Bless and like it does light bless damage to all foes, and it's just like all these orbs fly in, and it just like the lighting effects they've used on it look very very Kingdom Hearts-esque.
Very good.
I'm a very very big fan of that.
Oh god, I bet you were just jumping for joy when you saw that, weren't you?
I was so happy as soon as I saw it. I was like, down. This is a nice little segue for the other podcast, but we've already spoken about that, so
yeah. No, that's good.
Don't need a segue.
Favorite character? We've touched on this every single podcast. Is it still Sojiro? It is. Yeah.
It probably is still Sojiro. Like, I mean, my Confidant rank with Ryuji is the highest, obviously. Right. But still don't like Morgana. I'm so sorry for the voice actor of Morgana still, if you're watching this. It's nothing against you. You're an excellent voice actor. I just don't like Morgana's character. I don't trust Morgana's character. I don't know.
Did you see the video I sent you?
Which one?
The go the fuck to sleep?
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
Oh man, I sent it to you and you're like, airport viewing. I'm gonna watch it on the way to the airport.
I didn't watch it. I'm so sorry. I need to watch that later.
Yeah,
I apologize. I need to check that out.
If you guys didn't know, the voice actor of Morgana put out a video, widely requested, a book called Go the Fuck to Sleep. It's a faux children's book, and obviously with Morgana always telling Joker to go to sleep or anything like that, people were like, oh, you should get the voice actor of Morgana to read this book, Go the Fuck to Sleep. So she actually did it. And dude, I think it's got like over 1 million views on YouTube at the moment, which is awesome.
That's very funny.
Yeah. So tell me as well about, has your relationship with Sojiro grown in Confidant wise? Have you been able to kind of get him to kind of start to mellow on you a little bit?
I haven't really much more. I realized though, and this is something I learned from perusing the internet during like my search for it's like some things are like not stuck on, but some things I wanted to learn more about were like the game, so I looked it up. But I realize now, if I understand this correctly, part of your conversations with other characters and like buffing the relationship strength you can create from them, if you have a persona of the same type of the Confidant you're going to raise, if you equip that, when you have the conversation, it boosts the progression that you make.
Correct, yeah.
I didn't know that. Or if it was told in the game, I've obviously skipped over. It might have been something I learned earlier on. But now that I know that, whenever I talk to Sojiro, because I feel like I haven't ranked him up in a long time, I'm going to be very mindful of what I have on the next time he comes around, that I can actually try and interact with him.
Yeah. No, that's good. Have you been also looking, have you been perusing, I guess is a good word, perusing the city? Have you been looking around the city to kind of see what else you can kind of do in terms of, maybe getting a job or buying stuff or anything like that?
I bought gifts to give to Lady Anne, because I know you can obviously
of course, yeah,
her gifts and stuff. So I was like, how can I improve my relationship with her?
Oh, God.
Gifts, of course.
Yeah.
So I bought a gift to give to her.
What'd you buy her?
I can't remember. It was like some perfume. It was like the most expensive thing. I was just like, that's good. That'll do. Yeah. Anything for my lady. So I bought that.
Sounds very familiar.
During that time though, when I was looking up how to further progression with her with kindness and stuff, because all I needed was rank 2.
Right.
I wanted to learn how to progress like kindness. So like I've gone out and bought. I think I mentioned this last pod actually. The stuff to take care of my plant in my apartment. So I bought like the nutrition or the nutritional potting mix or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I bought that for it.
Yeah.
I found out you can get a job at the flower shop, but I haven't
Yeah.
been able to get that just yet. It hasn't come up for me yet.
Okay.
You can work at like a bar as well, which I also don't have. You need to have something else as rank 3. You need to have
Yes.
something for rank 3 to get the job there, which I don't. My skills aren't that high yet anyway.
Okay.
I bought a TV from the secondhand shops, and I have a TV in my room. Hell yeah.
Very cool.
And I've been ranking up my proficiency by making lockpicks because the other one is like go home or something like go home or whatever it is. Like there's like an item you can buy or craft to like travel back to the start of the palace or whatever.
Right.
I didn't bother making. I don't make them unless I can't make lockpicks. But I literally just been making lockpicks to get all my stuff.
Right. No, that's right. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing. Like just grinding through, like buying whatever I can, like anything I need. All my characters' weapons are max level. Like I've got the best things I can get. I've been selling all like the collectibles and just being smart.
We'll go with the final question here, Holmesy, for today.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know what's happening on or not yet? Do you know what this is leading to yet at all?
I still don't know because there's. I'm still. I know you asked this. I know you asked this question every single ep, and I still don't think there's enough that someone like a casual player of this game should have picked up and been like, oh yeah.
No.
So
look, it's not really even a casual question.
For a casual player, like I mean, like
not even that, Holmesy. I'll be honest with you, not even that. And it's not even a thing where, like, I want to see if I even was one that just didn't understand what was happening, because I honestly wasn't. I didn't know what was happening when I started playing it. When I got even in the middle of it, if you caught on to something right now, then man, you would have fucking surprised me. I'll tell you that much. But honestly,
I mean, the other reason I think about it more is because you've given me not insight, but like you've told me there's something to get. Mm-hmm. Like, had I not been aware that there was something else I should know about, I probably wouldn't have picked up anything. But like the whole idea about like shadows and taking people's hearts and like the 7 deadly sins and all this kind of stuff, like and there's like these gods and demigods and all this kind of stuff, like all these different types of like personas you can unlock. I guess it kind of gives the idea of this whole like heaven hell thing and like gods and like mythology as well in a way, but I still don't know like how it all ties together. And it being called like a metaverse, I don't know whether it's like, I don't really know what it is. I was
gonna say, talking about tying things together, how are you feeling about the story kind of so far? Like, how do you feel about the story so far? Like, is it something that you're kind of like, well, I'm digging this story, this is actually good?
It's clear and it's understandable. Yeah, I think like the way that they've done it, and you constantly being called back to that interrogation room with Sae and your main character. It sort of every now and then when you go back there, it's sort of like almost reflection time to be like, oh yeah, shit, basically we're playing a recount of his story.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh right, okay, yeah, we're still doing that. But I think it makes it much easier to follow the story and like recall what you've done and where you're up to and what's next. So I'm not lost in regards to the story and what's being told. I'm not lost in regards to what I should be, not what I should be, or what I could potentially be picking up on, like the other, like what this all kind of is. I got no idea. So I'll figure it out. If you're telling me about it, I feel like I'm going to figure it out. By some point, I'm going to be like, yeah. But if this was not a thing and I've been playing this game casually, I think I wouldn't have figured it out probably.
Okay. Now that's actually interesting that you're telling me that. And that's good to hear, because you're not even halfway through, and
no, not yet.
You'll be halfway through in probably another 3 hours, I'm going to say. And the thing is, from what you know so far, it's actually like good, and I'm happy that you don't know everything just yet. And what I think the feeling that you're probably going to get when you figure it out, I think you're going to freak the fuck out, and it's going to be grass. 'Cause it's so, I think there's one word here that I'll say, which is relatable. And that's it. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Relatable is a very strong word to it. But I wouldn't say personally relatable. I'd just say generally relatable. And so when it hits and when that bomb drops, man, I think you're gonna freak the fuck out, and you'll be like, holy fuck. Because I want to also say that this game, first of all, came out in 2015. Sorry, it was finished in 2015, this game. Okay. So that's one thing I'll say. The game was finished in 2015, was released in early 2016, and then mid 2016 in Europe and all that after translation. So once this bomb drops and you see the kind of relatable shit that's happening in the game and here, I think you'll freak out. I think you will freak out. So yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Anything else? Anything else you want to add?
I'm just having a look at my notes to see if there was anything else that I put down. The only other thing I really picked up was like you asked me about like anything, like any kind of things that I've picked up like along the way, or like ways of playing the game. The only other thing I picked up on, which I was a bugbear in the start and I think made it longer to play, was having to constantly travel back to a safe room and start a new day and recover your characters. And I don't know why it took me this long, but it just clicked with me. It's like I have 6 characters, 2 of them which I'm not using. So now it's like I'll keep an item where I can recover Senpai's SP, and then I'll just swap out 2 of my characters with full SP again and just go through and keep playing so I can grind for more experience. I hadn't thought about doing that before, but now I can spend so much longer making progress in a palace instead of like skipping a whole day to recover and then come back again.
Yeah.
It's made progression a lot easier having those extra players.
I forgot that was a question that I actually did skip over. Have you been leveling up pretty well? Have you been like getting new powers with each of your characters?
I think I'm pretty over. I feel like I'm almost over leveled right now because like most of the fights I've been doing, like I'm level 28 now, I think.
Okay.
And like some of the shadows I've been fighting are like level 23, 24, and it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna wipe the floor with you most of the time. And I like common fights now are a breeze. Like even when I got ambushed by one character. And even then, when they did damage to me, I just kind of shrugged it off, got up, and wiped them all again. So I don't know. I feel like I'm maybe a little not over level, but I can comfortably cruise through the game right now for like what fights I've had.
That's fine. I should also ask about your personas that you actually collect and stuff. Collecting the personas and everything, have they been leveled up enough? Like, have you been merging the personas to kind of create stronger personas and then leveling them up to actually attain new powers every time you defeat them in battle, every time you defeat an enemy in battle?
Some I have, some I haven't. There's a few that are like old ones. Like I've got there's one that I've kept, can't recall his name now, but one of them that I purely still have in my party because he knows media and I can heal all my characters evenly. But that's pretty much it. Like everything else is most of the ones that I've acquired are already level 24 or 25, so I don't really need to buff them so much.
Cool.
I'm just keeping an eye to see what I can fuse. That's all. Yeah.
That's awesome. Holmesy, that's it for this week.
That went quick. Goddamn.
Yeah, I know, right? I felt like we didn't even talk for an hour, but we did. All right. Guys, if you didn't know, this has been Dash and Holmesy Take Your Hearts. Make sure that you follow Holmesy on Twitter at HolmesyIn5. Make sure you follow myself on Twitter at Dash Gamers. Make sure you follow Dash and Holmesy on soundcloud.com/Dash and Holmesy, or on iTunes or on Spotify, where you can give us a cheeky 5-star rating and review. And, if you like the show, leave a little review telling us why you like the show or not. We have gotten some feedback from people, and we really, really appreciate it. Hey, did you know our last episode actually charted on SoundCloud?
Yeah, you tweeted about it, yes.
Yeah, our first episode that we've actually charted on SoundCloud. So we've been charting on iTunes, which is really cool, but we actually charted on SoundCloud for once, which is awesome. So yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who's been listening. Really, really appreciate it. And, it's helped us, go forward and also help us get connections like Audio Technica and everything. So really, really appreciate that, guys. But also catch us every 3 weeks with our hungry family over on 8bit.net. Be also sure to catch myself and Buddy Watson on Dash Culture as we dive deep into the world of a nerdy pop culture for you guys. That's soundcloud.com/Dash Culture. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining myself and Holmesy this week. It's been another awesome episode to do. We'll catch you guys in 3 weeks. Much love.
Stay hungry.
And that's it. You can press stop on your Audacity.
I deleted it. Oh my God. Let's go file. Save project. There we go. Yeah, Crimson, thank you so much for sticking by for the whole thing as well, by the way.
Really appreciate it, dude.
In the chat, appreciate you hanging out.
Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. But that's it for this week, guys. Really appreciate everybody who popped by, everybody who hosted, popped in the chat, and everything. We'll be back in 3 weeks. Myself and Holmesy, hopefully in 3 weeks. We say 3 weeks every time, but it ends up being a month. But
it'll be we'll do 3 weeks.
We'll do 3 weeks.
When the stream's done, I'll talk to you about it.
Okay. I'm in trouble. All right.
No, it's good.
No, it's good. No, I know. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in 3 weeks with another episode. But I'll be back tomorrow night with Buddy. Buddy will be on this side where Holmesy is, and we'll be talking about all the nerdy news from this week on Dash Culture. That'll be 7 p.m. tomorrow night, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and I'll see you guys then. As for myself and Holmesy, thank you so much for watching, guys.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye.
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 What else should I